Association, helping its members grow in the area of public speaking and leadership abilities. As per the mission of Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Without further ado, I would like to call the person to take this meeting forward, our President Toastmaster, Jayashree.
Thank you, Sergeant Announced Toastmaster Adagiri, for setting the ground rules. I welcome you all to Medley Toastmasters Club today's meeting. With the sound of this table, let me open Medley meeting 876 open. I extend my welcome to the dignitaries present in today's meeting, our past area director and the past president of Medley Toastmasters Ceremony. Welcome all the fellow Medleyans and guests visiting Toastmasters present in this meeting. Generally, when the president opens, they ask us to give some motivational story or something. But this time, I didn't prepare much for it, but there was one incident that did really affect me in the last week that I wanted to share it here. So the last week we had a division contest, this Sunday. We know Medleyans from here represented in the division level. Then the results came. I was fortunate to win the table topics contest at the division level and represent in district. But what I really wanted to do well was an international speech contest. I was upset about it, but not getting placed, not even in top 3 in the division level. So my mentor offered me to drop me and back at home. So she was the other club. So she took a car from another and brought me to Vilkati. And during the course, she asked me, like, hey, Jayashree, what happened? Why am I still silent? I said, like, I felt I gave the best speech on that day, but I still didn't win. Then she asked me, like, do you want to win division or do you want to win district? I said, like, I want to win district and represent our country in the World Championship of Public Speaking. Have you ever seen the World Championship of Public Speaking speeches? I said, few countable ones through some YouTube videos. Have you ever seen champions from our district who have represented or who are about to represent us? Said, like, have attended once but not been able to focus on all the speeches that were being showcased in the district. She said, like, you're missing one golden opportunity by telling that you did your best at the division level on that day, but your speech might not be the best at the district level. So for you to compare and say, like, this is your best speech, you need to at least witness all the speeches that are already the best. Then she asked me the question, did you register for the district annual conference? I said, I thought I will register if I win division. And then she said, no, if you really wanted to witness some amazing speeches and learn communication from other people, you have to attend this specific conference called Distoa 2026. And during my course towards home, she made sure that I registered for it at the car itself. And during the course, I got a call from one of my mentees from other club. She had her area contest. She's from Old Testament. She was telling Jayashree, I didn't get placed in area in top 3. I felt I did the best on that day. I told the same yarn to her, saying, like, have you ever witnessed seeing district speeches? Have you ever seen people communicating better than yours? If not, you have to register for it. And she made sure that she registered on the same day. Now I thought, okay, if we are able to do that on that day, I want to put this forward in this forum to the fellow Medleyans here who ping me and who ask me, like, hey, how are you able to do something better? It's about learning something from the best. So learning something from people who are better than yours. So that way, if you really wanted to draw some inspiration in terms of communication, and to witness the best of the speeches, I think you need to definitely go and register for Distoa 2026. It's happening on May 23 and 24 at IITM Research Park. And already 10 plus Medleyans have registered. If you are still thinking about it, just go and register. Right? And all these conferences, events are all possible because it's been provided by one platform, which is Toastmasters International. And it's a century-old organization started in 1924 by Medley, with a sole aim to help members improve their communication and leadership skills. Right? And every Toastmasters meeting has different set of roles being performed by different role players. There's one special role player who takes this meeting forward throughout. That role player is called Toastmaster of the Day. Right? And it is equivalent to Master of Ceremony generally when we do some events. And today, this Toastmaster of the Day role is performed by a passionate HR professional who is in the industry for about 10 years, more than a decade. She is an organizational development consultant also. So today it's going to be performed by Toastmaster Harini. Let's welcome.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayashree, for the warm welcome. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Welcome you all. I have a surprise announcement to make. It's going to be a small change in the structure of the program. It's a table topics master present here. We'll have the table topic session first and then the prepared speeches will follow. Yeah, we are having a small change, that's why we just are you ready, Toastmaster Prabha? Ready?
Is it because of the theme of the day?
April Fool! Sorry if this was too cringe or okay. So, when I was looking for the theme of the day as Toastmaster of the day, my responsibility is to choose the theme of the day. So, wonder how would I chosen? Don't say like I looked at ChatGPT and it suggested this. So, one of the ways to choose the theme of the day is to maybe look at this month. This is April. And we look at what is special. So, when it is January, we had theme related to Pongal and Uluvai sound. So, February, we had something special. So, April, what is something special? I thought April Fool's Day. So, it's a time like on April 1st, you might have met people who did little pranks on you. So, it's a time that we make little surprises, make fun, and lighten our heart. And what other thing April Fool also teaches us? I will not say teaches. April Fool is something where you see something unexpected. So today I declare the theme of the day, expect the unexpected. So that's the theme of the day. Having said the theme of the day, I would also like to say something I'm getting a little nervous because I'm also expecting something unexpected. So when I went through why this April Fool's Day is celebrated, why across the globe we are looking at April Fool's Day as a Fool's Day. So a little bit when I went back to the history. So it said that previously we followed in 15th century something called as Julian calendar. So in Julian calendar, they made a tiny error of calculating the number of days the sun comes around. So because of which any festival, whatever, for example, when they celebrated Easter, it shifted 10 days later. So to make that small correction in the Gregorian calendar, they formed a new calendar from when the New Year was previously celebrated on April 1st, which was shifted to January 1st. But people did not, in those days, we didn't have WhatsApp to send memos and then announce to people that there is a change. And people continued to celebrate New Year on April 1st. So those people were called fools. So that's how this tradition of April Fool's Day started. Maybe this is something interesting that I also explored while looking at why this is. And also in popular culture in Europe, they also had like Halloween, a pranks day that is celebrated in culture where people do surprises, pranks on others, and that is a form of culture that has been prevailing in the medieval times. So how is this theme connected to our life? So our life is also moments of unexpected events that happens day in and day out. And Toastmaster is also one such case where we encounter different moments of surprises, unexpected twists and turns through different speeches, the way that the evaluations happen, and the new learning that comes our way. Every day is a new discovery and unexpected things that unfold during Toastmaster meeting happenings. So let's wait for more unexpected things to unfold during the course of this whole meeting. While we all think that we did an extraordinary day, we gave an extraordinary speech, like Jayashree said that she thought she gave one of the best speech. But there are times that where we would have missed out, where there are lapses which we didn't notice, that will be observed by somebody else. Today there is someone who is going to also do that. So before explaining, before taking you to that session, I will explain how this whole Toastmaster meeting is organized. So we have 3 parts of session that will happen during the Toastmaster meeting. So the first session is called prepared speeches. The second session is called table topic session, and third section of the program is called evaluation session. In the first section, prepared speeches, our speakers will prepare a specific topic that is related to their pathways. For the new members or the guests, there are different pathways in our Toastmasters which members can choose. There are 6 Toastmaster pathways. So the speech will be aligned to the objectives of the pathways, and the speaker will prepare a prepared speech for a stipulated time as laid in the objectives, and that will be approved by the mentor. The mentor will review it and approve the speech, and the speaker will come and deliver the prepared speech. That is part 1. In part 2, it's table topic session, where there will be a table topics master who will conduct the meeting. So in the table topic session, the speaker will be given an impromptu topic for us to deliver. So it is for the member to come up with a speech which they are not prepared, and then how they are able to handle that impromptu speech. So that is session 2. And in part 3, we have the evaluation session, where there will be evaluators for different speeches assigned, and they will be monitoring the speech, how it was delivered. So, and in the evaluatory session, both qualitative and quantitative aspects of the speech will be evaluated, and the feedback will be given to the speakers. So, this is how the session is organized. So, as I said in my previous thing, that we think that we have done an extraordinary job, but there will be someone who is going to keep a watch on how we have been doing and give a detailed report. And today we have a seasoned Toastmaster who is a Toastmaster member in both corporate and community club for over 14 years. And he is also currently playing a leadership role as senior director in a private firm. And he's none other than our Toastmaster, Saravanan here. Let's all give him a warm welcome. He's been placed and when I asked Toastmaster Saravanan, so since we have this theme of expect the unexpected, I asked him, so what is something that unexpected incident happened in his life? He told me that he got lost twice in his childhood and was found. That one line sounded very metaphorical to me. I lost twice. I got lost twice as child and found. That is how we are also going to get lost in certain things while we speak, and he is going to help us find ourselves where we are lost. Over to you, Toastmaster.
This last plus found, I am not sure whether it is unexpected for me or for my parents. I hope it's for my parents. Okay. What is this? Coin, a 10 rupee coin. Yeah. In Coimbatore, it is not available, okay, because they don't recognize this 10 rupee coin. Are you from Coimbatore? Okay, fine. So, yeah, good. So, what are the 2 sides of this coin? Head and tail, right? Good. Likewise, communication also has got two sides. What are those? Speaking, listening. Right. Speaking and listening. These are the two sides of the coin, as well as two sides of the communication as well. And as a general evaluator, my role is to observe, orchestrate, evaluate, and provide my findings on these two areas, and provide my findings at the end of the session as such. And why evaluation is important? Anybody? Improvement. Very good. Improvement. And we do the evaluation in corporate also. Why we do the evaluation? Reflections. Very good. Likewise, in Toastmasters also we do the evaluation, but it is not an assessment like how we do in the corporate. It is more for engaging the team members. At the same time, we are making the investment for the growth of the members over here in Toastmasters, and that's the purpose of evaluation. And as a general evaluator, my role has three parts. One is decision making, planning and organization, as well as motivate and inspire the members. Motivate and inspire the members, why it is important? Because any role player who comes to the stage and talks, we are going to evaluate them. In the sense like, what is that thing that they have done well? What are the areas for improvement? And for that to continue, I have a team also to do that. What is the team called as? Tag team. I call it as gate team. Why it is gate team? Grammarian, accountant, timer, and evaluator. So these are the gatekeepers for this organization, for this non-profit organization. They say that for raising a village, for raising a child, a village is needed. Right? Have you ever heard of that? Right. For raising a speaker, this gate team is needed. Why it is needed? Let us know about the roles and responsibilities of this gate team as such. First is the grammarian. The twists and turns are there, right? So I'm not calling the timer first. I'm going to call the grammarian first. The grammarian. What is the currency of communication? Words. Words are the currency of communication. And this is the person who sculpts those words to ensure that we are talking in the right sense. This is the person who will be evaluating the overall grammarian for the day. So let me invite the grammarian for today. This grammarian is a yoga practitioner, and this role is being played by Toastmaster Chandni. Okay, yeah, right. Because you are a yoga practitioner also, right? So words are our postures, and grammar is our alignment.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. As the grammarian for today, it is my responsibility to carefully observe and listen to all the speakers, focusing on their language usage. I will take note of any improper language as well as appreciate the good use of words, phrases, quotes, and expressions used during the session. The role of a grammarian is important because it helps all of us improve our communication skills. By paying attention to how we speak, we become more clear, confident, and effective speakers. As a grammarian, I will also introduce the word of the day. The word for today is fortuity. It means something that happens by chance or unexpectedly. For example, by sheer fortuity, I ended up in a place that changed my life. It was a fortuity that we met at the right time. I encourage all the speakers to try and use this word in their speeches today. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report and share my observations, including the usage of the word of the day. Thank you.
Now comes this next role. This is the accountant role. And this role, I would say, it is very contagious. You know why? Even during meetings or while watching movies also, I invariably count the number of hours. And you know, like, this accountant is called as, why the accountant is called as accountant? You don't know, right? Let us hear from the accountant themselves. Okay, Toastmaster Nitin is the accountant for today. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster.
I have a definition of it. Good afternoon, everyone. I have a definition of it written over here, but real reason I still need to understand it. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sound that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I'll also listen for filler sounds, including o, and I'll also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, or this means, like that. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
So you heard the R counter. R, and all. So why it is not called as counter, counter and all? Normally what I have seen here is the R stands first. Okay, the number of R's that you speak. Maybe at the end of this meeting, let us see whether it is R stands first or stands first, ER stands first. Please let us know. What is the most valuable thing a person can spend? Time. Yeah, good. Now, should we call the timer? Okay. So let us call the timer for today. And this timer role is being played by a person who is a literature enthusiast. And the most famous literature that person has read or understood is more of Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken. I would say the speaker who respects the time takes the road less traveled. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests. As a timer for today's meeting, my role is to ensure that every speaker adheres to the allotted time and to signal them appropriately using the timing lines. Timing plays a crucial role in Toastmasters. It helps speakers develop discipline, clarity, and respect for the audience and fellow speakers. Here are the timing guidelines for today's meeting based on the agenda. For the prepared speeches, speech 1 will be 4 to 6 minutes. I will show the green signal at 4, yellow at 5 minutes, and red at 6 minutes. And for speech 2 and 3, each will be up to 5 to 7 minutes. Green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. For the educational session, the session will run for 20 to 25 minutes with signals at 20, 22, and 30 seconds and 25 minutes. For the table topics, speakers will have 1 to 2 minutes with green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. For evaluation, each evaluation will be 2 to 3 minutes with green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. Throughout the meeting, I will clearly display the green, yellow, and red signals to guide all the speakers. And also note that minimum time a speaker should, in order to be to pass the session, to be evaluated, they need to pass the minimum time limit, which is when I show the green card. So I will also record the exact time taken by each speaker and present a detailed timing report during the evaluation session. With that, thank you.
With this, we have seen the GAT team. The E team, that is the evaluators, I will introduce them later in the session. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, E. Toastmaster Saravanan. Now, how many of you are working professionals here? You work in some professional. Can you raise your hands? Okay, quite a number. You wake up in the morning and you receive an email in your inbox saying that you are late. What will be your reaction? Disappointed. Yes, that's what happened. It's hard, right? Recently, you may have all read and seen in the news that Oracle has laid off like 30,000 employees globally. With it's sheer fortuity that there are few people who actually had jobs in Oracle and are not laid off. What this incident reminds us is something again we can connect back to a theme, expect the unexpected. We cannot control what is beyond our control, but we can always choose to respond what we can do in that times of unexpected calamity that is going to happen. So life is full of such unexpected moments we can be laid off. When speaking about it, the AI advent, so this layoff with Oracle happened because Oracle has invested heavily on AI. Because of that, Oracle has chosen to eliminate few jobs which it felt redundant and AI can be replaced to do that work. We should also think and reflect that there could be some day where AIs can replace us, and what is the thing that we can do to make us indispensable in the organizations where we work. As a HR professional, even I carry that sentiment because day in and day out, we are also automating certain processes and we are thinking how to eliminate few jobs where AI can take over. So does that mean that that's end of career for all of us? Definitely not. What is something AI can take over is, AI can do things that is rule based, which is the tasks that are repetitive in nature and things that can be easily predicted and then the outcome be given. So these are some of the jobs AI can quickly take over, like the data entry work, the customer care support, some of the back office operations, and simple tech jobs like simple development jobs, simple data analysis. These are some things that currently AI can quickly take over and they can do a great job. All these things. What is something that AI cannot quickly take over is human connection. How do you respond with empathy? How do you decide things? AI will only hallucinate. AI will confidently say wrong answers to us. So something which AI cannot do is to have human judgment, human decision making, have creativity. So these are some of the jobs AI cannot replace. So Toastmasters is one forum where we are able to build our skills, upskill day in and day out, and communication is one of the key aspects, connecting with people, listening, showing empathy in our conversation, storytelling. These are some of the things that we can learn in Toastmasters, which AI can definitely not take over. So for us to become such seasoned speakers, we have our first session, which is the prepared speech section. We are moving on to it to listen to 3 brilliant speeches today. Our first speaker needs no introduction. She is Toastmaster Rakhi Gupta, because she is going to deliver her first icebreaker speech, in which she is going to talk about herself. So I am not going to explain it now, so which she is going to do. Before inviting Toastmaster Rakhi, I am going to call upon Toastmaster Senthil Kumar to read out her project objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So my target speaker is Rakhi Gupta. Her mentor is Toastmaster Priyadarshini Bailu. Her pathway is innovative planning, level 1, project 1, icebreaker speech, and the time is 4 to 6 minutes. Thank you, all the best.
Now let's all give a warm welcome to Toastmaster Rakhi. Welcome to the culture. So when I asked Toastmaster Rakhi, so she likes surprises or she likes life to be predictable, to which she answered she likes both. Because when surprises are there, it gives her some sort of excitement to keep things alive. When there is predictability, she will not feel disappointed with some bad surprises. So that's what she said. Toastmaster Rakhi, the story of Gudiya. The story of Gudiya, Toastmaster Rakhi.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good afternoon, hello Toastmaster and dear guest. Let me take you back on 11th August 1994.
small town in Barani, situated near River Ganga in northern India. That day, the monsoon welcomed a baby girl into the world. My father looked at me and he smiled. He said, "She looks like a doll." And just like that, I become a Guriya. My mother named me Rakhi because I born on the month of Raksha Bandhan, a festival which celebrates love and protection between siblings. As the first child in my family, I grew up surrounding my loves. One sister, two brothers, and the parents who believed in me even before I learned how to believe in myself. My mother often tells a story from my childhood. I was just 3 years old. I was being a mischievous in the classroom. My class teacher scolded me and said, "If you continue like this, I'll tie you in the ceiling fan." My 3 years old confident self replied, "Okay, do that." That day, when my mother came to pick me up, my class teacher did not complain. Instead, she said, "Your daughter has incredible confidence." That small moment realized me something important. Confidence was there even before maturity arrives. Growing up, I watched my father to manage both family and business with the calm strength. I watched my mother, a homemaker, quietly shaping our values. She once shared a powerful line from Chanakya Niti. "Vidya vihina pasu, a person without knowledge is like an animal." She is the first teacher who made me to understand the true meaning of this line. From that day till today, I have focused on one thing: learning and building knowledge. Growing up, for higher study, I moved to Patna. Later on, I traveled all the way to Chennai to pursue MBA in finance from SRM University. Leaving home sound exciting, right? Until the day we actually leave. I missed my childhood memories. I missed my friends, and the most of all, I missed my parents who always stood beside me whenever problem appeared. But that distance done something powerful. It made me independent. In silence, I discovered my strength. In unfamiliar place, I discovered who I was becoming. Moving from Bihar to Chennai tested me in the many ways I never expected. The weather was different, the food was different, and the language was completely different. Back home, I was confident. Here, I had to rebuild my confidence from zero. From the soil of Bihar to the stage of Tamil Nadu, I allowed culture to save my journey. While exploring South Indian culture, I found something beautiful: Bharatanatyam. I started to learn this classical dance, and dance taught me the meaning of discipline, even before I understood the meaning of discipline. It taught me expression without speaking, not only on the stage but also in life. Today, I carry 8 years of banking experience in MSME funding. I now run my own consultancy and advisory firm. Life has taught me one important truth. Life is about choice. I'm still learning, still growing. From the 3 years old girl who challenged the ceiling fan to an MBA graduate who challenged financial statement, hopefully slightly better than my 3 years old version. My mother's words still guide me. Vidya vihina pasu. For me, it's not a quote. It's a reminder from collecting knowledge to applying knowledge to becoming capable. This is a journey I am choosing. Bihar gave me roots. Chennai gave me wings. Bharatanatyam gave me grace. Banking gave me discipline. And life gave me courage to choose myself every single day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raki Gupta. We have heard of storytelling, having heard of dancing telling. So that's what Raki did, and it's no fortitude that you are a Bharatanatyam dancer. And also, we are very proud to see that as a 3-year-old, you are not afraid to be hung on a ceiling. Next, we move on to the second speaker, who is Toastmaster Karanjit. He is a freelance marketing consultant and helps small and medium organizations with its operations. Before calling upon Toastmaster Karanjit, I call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Sri Annapurni, to read his project objectives.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My speaker, Toastmaster Karanjit, is giving a speech from the Pathway Dynamic Leadership, Level 1, Project, Evaluation and Feedback. There are 3 parts in this speech. Project. Toastmaster Karanjit is giving the first part, Speech 1. The purpose of the speech is for the member to deliver a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Timer, note it down. Duration is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Karanjit.
Now let's call upon Toastmaster Karanjit to stage to deliver his speech. Let's all put our hands together. When I asked Toastmaster Karanjit, what is something unexpected we can know about him? He said he has OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, in certain things. Because of which he makes things bring to order, structure and clarity in whatever he does. Over to you, Toastmaster Karanjit. Sound and fury or hope and progress, Toastmaster Karanjit. Sound and fury or hope and progress, Toastmaster Karanjit.
More than 400 years ago, Shakespeare wrote in Macbeth, "Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets upon the stage and is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, signifying filled with sound and fury, signifying nothing." It really is a pessimistic and dim view of life, isn't it? Essentially, meaning that whatever we do, ultimately means nothing. But when I think of this, I think about humanity's future. Are we doomed to repeat mistakes? Or are we expected for greater things? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Yes. When I look at humanity, I see a valley of contradictions. We are capable of extraordinary kindness and unimaginable cruelty. We create and we destroy. We unite and we divide. But despite all that, humanity has accomplished amazing thing. Think about this. The Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Modern humans have been on the planet for about 300,000 years. And civilization as we know it is about 10,000 years old by most accounts. In that slightly small sliver of time, we have transformed the planet. Humans have split the atom, mapped the human genome, landed on the moon, and created the internet, connecting billions of people across continents in mere seconds. But for every step we take, we always take a step backwards. Because that is the story of humanity. Progress is slow, but we always find a way forward. But we always make mistakes. But that is our story. In a lot of ways, human beings are capable of so much more, but we always find ways to not take things forward. we always have to keep asking ourselves this question: are we doomed? Is the future of humanity doomed? I do not believe this to be true. And here's why. When I look at humanity, I think about India as a whole. I remember that when India achieved its independence in 1947, people said that we wouldn't survive. The world said, for God's sakes, man, how many religions do you people have? How many languages do you speak? You make it even worse by having so many castes. But we're still here. I'm here talking in front of you. I'm here having civilized conversation. Because that is the story of humanity. Even in its darkest moment, it finds a way to go towards the light. Yes, India has a lot of issues. We still have unsolved problems of caste and religion, unconquered pits of ignorance and prejudice, unsolved questions of poverty and inequality. But we always find a way. We progress. We adapt. That is not fortuity. That is not fortuity. That is resilience. That is the human spirit, finding a way forward. Coming back to Shakespeare again, this time from Hamlet. What he wrote with irony, I say with conviction. What a piece of work is man, how noble in reason, how express and admirable in form, in moving, how in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The point being that the human story is an evolving story. It will always make mistakes. We adapt, we create, we destroy, we build again. Because human beings are builders, creators, and thinkers. That is not a flaw. That is our journey. That is our story. When I think about all of that, I believe that the human story is a series of highs and lows. Because that is what it means to be human, isn't it? We make mistakes, we learn from it, and we hopefully grow. That said, I think the human story is about finding hope in the midst of adversity. It's the audacity of hope. And that is how we move forward. Because I, for one, believe that the human story is not ending anytime soon. It has just begun. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karanjit. We are now moving to our last speaker, Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar. Pradeep Kumar is currently serving as an associate director in a private organization. Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar had a small twist in his life. He wanted to actually become a mechanical engineer. However, he chose IT, and today he is an IT professional. Before inviting him onto the stage, I would like Toastmaster Shanmugavel, his evaluator, to read his speech objectives.
Thank you. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Today my target speaker is Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar, Pathway Dynamic Leadership Level 1, Project 4, Evaluation and Feedback. This is his first speech. The title is Job Description Not Found. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project is to practice and apply feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The speech is for 5 to 7 minutes. He can talk about any theme. The project includes 5 to 7 minute speeches. Chooses any topic for your first evaluation and feedback speech. After your speech, carefully review the feedback you received from your evaluator Give your 7 evaluation and feedback speech at a future club meeting. You can create a new speech, improve your first, or repeat it using the feedback you received. After both speeches, evaluate another member and provide constructive feedback. All the best to Toastmaster to the employees.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shantanu. Now let's all give a warm welcome to Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar to deliver his speech. Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar, job description not found, Toastmaster Pradeep.
Thank you, Team Ready? Change. Change is the only thing that never changes. In the world that often changes, the valuable skill is ability to adapt. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I am Pradeep Kumar Subramanian. I completed my BTech Information Technology in 2010. At that time, I had only 2 options, not only for me, for the entire engineering graduates. Either you should get a job in the campus, or you need to relocate to either to Chennai or to Bangalore. I chose Bangalore. But Bangalore gave me a roller coaster experience. In any case, traffic. Not really. In campus, you just compete with your classmates or college mates. But in Bangalore, you compete with the entire nation for a single job interview. You can find thousands and thousands of people applying for a job. Somehow, I luckily got a contractor role in SAP India, where I joined at 10 days. In the meantime, I got an interview call from Cognizant. Why do you want to miss an opportunity? I gave it a try. And somehow, luckily, I got selected. And even better, the base location was Coimbatore, which is my hometown. Who will miss the opportunity? Immediately, I rejected SAP India and joined Cognizant. As I mentioned in one of my previous speech, I joined Cognizant as they trained you in all the trending technologies. Now, my plan is very clear and I want to become a developer. So I got my first project. Any guess? Any guess? It was bench. 3 to 5 months I was in bench. And even better, anybody have any idea where the Coimbatore Cognizant location, the office campus was? Yeah, in Saranambadi, which campus? Any guess?
KG campus.
Yeah. We had 2 campuses, one is at KG college and another is Kumaraguru. And if your batchmates, half of your batchmates is from the same college, your bench became heaven. We literally played cricket every day. I used to take bat and kit to the office. Even my dad got suspicious. Hey, this guy is going to office or playground. Literally one day he followed me. You won't believe, he came to office, he was watching other and working on. Luckily at the day, the morning session was with the trainees. Then, I never know the bench, what is meant by bench at that time. I thought it was break after the training of all the tech stacks. It was a short career break. Actually, the bench meant as it was a gap or your career begins for a meditation. Then somehow I luckily got out of my first project, Java developer in Oracle ERP systems. Now my plan is clear. I became a developer. My road is clear, my plan is clear, everything is a perfect plan. Again, after 6 months, unfortunately, the project ran out. Again, I came back to bench. Now bench asked me, hey, Pradeep, long time no see. Immediately I went to RM team, I need a development opportunity, provide me. They said, we don't have any opportunities in Coimbatore. If you want development, you can relocate to either to Pune or Kolkata. If they provide me a Chennai, Bangalore, I would have accepted. Again, it's a longer distance, I rejected it. Now, later on a week, they asked me, we have an opportunity for a Java developer who can pick up a role in Selenium. At that time, it was a tool which is familiarizing who needs a Java developer for testing. I asked, why you need a Java developer for a testing? They asked, we have only this option. You want or you don't want? No other choice. I need to say yes or no. But my decision forcefully made an yes. So I took up the role. I became a tester. So half cooked. I went to the project, but still I'm not thinking as a tester. I'm still thinking as a developer. I started developing all the codes. My manager asking me, Pradeep, why don't you finding bugs? You are bringing all the product features. Then one certain point of time he asked me, are you a developer? Are you a tester? Even I was surprised. Even I'm not sure what this. Then I decided, let me move on. I need a Java developer role. I need a development role. That is what my goal is. I plan to quit Cognizant and move to Chennai. I got selected in aeronautics. But I'll skip this part because you might expect whether Pradeep you worked as a developer or you worked as a tester. Literally for 2 years in aeronautics, literally it was not work. Completely planning for my marriage where my girlfriend, my lovers in the next office. So literally I didn't work anywhere, any part in the last 2 years. In aeronautics specifically. One Saturday, I booked a movie in Classic Theatre where my friend, on the same day, he got an interview at Verizon. So we planned clearly. It's a matinee show. You morning went to the interview. I'll wait outside. We'll go for a movie in the room. So I waited outside. But unfortunately, in the break, the recruitment team came to the coffee shop. They asked me and they inquired. We had casual conversations. And they asked me, why don't you give a trial? So I don't have any resumes. I was not completely prepared. I'm not ready to take it up. They said, why don't you give a try? I said yes, and it's a fortunate opportunity to. I got an offer. The poor guy we didn't recited. But jokes apart, Verizon taught me some powerful lessons. Verizon taught me something. Yeah, powerful rule. It's either be a tester or neither be a developer. Whatever the project requires, you learn it, you deliver it. So if your project needs a development, you become a developer. If your project needs a tester, you become a tester. If your project needs a production support engineer, you will be a customer care executive with the technical knowledge. So that's how the Verizon trained. And today, I'm an associate director delivery. I don't do debugging or coding. I'm debugging people and delivering the projects. And looking back, nothing looks perfect. Most of my decisions are unplanned, unpredicted, sometimes unwanted. But everything made me adaptable. If someone asks me what's your job description, I proudly say job description not found. Because in the world of changing, your role should be able to adapt to the change. Thank you. Over to you.
Mr. Pradeep Kumar. You shared about aeronautic experience. One thing what I thought was you spoke about lovers or girlfriend. So I'm wondering you had one or many. So I explained in the beginning of my session that we are going to have 3 parts. So this is the end of the prepared speeches. So for those who have read the agenda, what is the next session that's coming up? Yes, it's no fortitude that it's an unplanned session. We are going to have an educational session now, not table topics. We are going to have an educational session on parliamentary proceedings, none other than by our Madam President, Toastmaster Jayashree Soundararajan. Let's all give a round of applause to Jayashree Soundararajan. Over to you, Toastmaster Jayashree.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradeep. I know this will happen, so I got something as a filler in the meantime. So, have you heard about the tablet topics in Toastmasters? Yes. What are those? Sex, religion, and politics. And who tells that? The essay during introduction, right? So, there is one more thing that I would like to add on to this taboo topics, which is none other than this parliamentary procedures. I'll tell you why. When our Vice President Education was asking people to take this session, he was getting all these responses, and I was also getting this response from you, my messages. Jayashree, accept this session and you take anything else. Then there was like, can I take at least 2 more weeks and then come back to this? And then suddenly, like, who are available also today, say, like, I'm not available this week. And this was not just happening here, but also in few other clubs. Then I thought, okay, let's see what happens, and then I said, like, Naren, I'll take the session today. And that's how I got plunged into this parliamentary procedures. The moment I started reading about it, then I realized, okay, why people are not taking it. But yeah, there's a lot more thing to learn. But let's make this interesting, fun, and let's all participate throughout the session because there's going to be a role play at the end of the session. So, are you game for it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Have you ever attended meetings that was full of confusion and chaos? Every day. So, where do you attend?
I'm just saying at home.
At home.
Okay.
So, with your wife, it is a personal meeting. So,
Yeah.
fine.
Meeting is meeting. Yeah.
Fine. Anyone else?
All the operational meetings are
All the operational meetings. So I used to be one flat where all the association meetings are always filled with some confusions and all. Even though I'm owning a flat, I never attend those meetings because of that. But have you ever seen Medley Toastmasters meeting happen with a lot of confusions, chaotic ways? No, that's because we all operate with a standard set of procedures. That is what we're going to talk or deal about today, which is parliamentary procedures, right? Like there are certain set of governing model and standard structure which we all follow in Toastmasters. Henceforth, we maintain this decorum and the way in which the meeting is happening right now. So, this have you heard this phrase? Order, let's begin. Something.
Speaker at the parliament.
Speaker at the parliament.
Speaker at the parliament.
I think I'll stick to this, right? Speaker at the parliament. Imagine now you are sitting in a parliament, right? For the next 20 minutes, we're all going to be the MPs, right? And there's going to be a speaker. And what happens during that session is what is going to be similar to what will happen in the next 20 minutes in terms of parliamentary procedures. So this parliamentary procedures is not just only related to Toastmasters, but it can also be applied across. Say what happens in the meeting is the speaker puts something onto the table, they all discuss, debate, right? And then he has to tap something like hey, silent, order, and then finally adjourns the meeting to the results, right? Same way, whenever we have something like business meeting, we do follow some structure and procedures. That's one application in Toastmasters. Another application also happens in flat association meetings. In corporate decisions, whenever there is an operational discussions, business meetings that happens. So these are the places where this will be helpful. And whenever I get a chance to attend this session, I feel like, hey, why are we actually having this session in Toastmasters? But now I really understand why do we really need this session, right? So let's begin this order for today. So these are things that someone encounters when they attend some confused meeting or chaotic meeting, right? Everybody will start to speak. Nobody will be clear to the point of the voice won't be heard very properly. And there will be one voice in the room who will be having the loudest voice and they'll dominate the meeting, right? And that happens. Sometimes rules get ignored. So these are things that we need to avoid to establish a decorum in the meeting, and that is the reason why we need parliamentary procedures and what exactly is parliamentary procedures. It's a structured way of conducting a meeting to discuss ideas, to make decisions, and to maintain order in a decorum. Right? And Jesh, we are talking about procedures, rules, laws, everything, right? Like, but who writes these rules? Who writes these laws? I can write one, Saravanan can write another one, Raki can write another one. But no, we all follow something called Robert's Rules of Order. What I did take some time is to go and download the PDF of this book and then try to read something, but it's about 2,000 odd pages. I was not able to complete it fully. Right? So this person, Henry Robert, he had a personal incident. He was attending a church meeting. Right? And there they were having some discussions in his church about some celebration that need to happen. And there were only a group of people who used to participate and never allowed the rest of the people to participate. So he decided to have a fairness in that meeting. Let's bring Robert Rules of Order, which is written based on the British parliamentary and Americans parliamentary activities. Right? So he said, like, why do only parliament needs those kind of rules in order? We can even have it for a civic, non-civic activity and even for a non-profit organizations. That's how he started compiling this as Robert Rules of Order. And since Toastmasters was started way back in the US, they also, as a non-profit organization, adopted this Robert Rules of Order, and henceforth we are also following this. Right? And the last update that happened was in 2020. So he is no more, but still his rules of order is getting updated every now and then, and we continue to use the 2020th version. Now, with that being said, like these are the reasons why I said, like, apart from Toastmasters, we need to know this. Now let's compare this, what our newly joined Toastmaster Gautam was suggesting, like, hey, I've seen this order in Parliament. Let's compare what happens in a Parliament to what happens in a Medley's business meeting, so that the roles can be identified and drawn in parallel, and we can all, relate to it very well. So, in the Parliament, there is someone called a speaker who chairs, and you would have all seen in the TV that he shouts, hey, people, calm down, order, right? Here, there is sometimes called a chair, or the chair can also be a president. That's in Toastmasters. And in Parliament, we have MPs who attends that session. Here, we have the most important people, which is the members of Toastmasters, who are the equivalent MPs. In Parliament, we conduct those meetings to pass a bill. Here, we conduct those meetings to pass a motion. I'll get back to what is a motion. And then they'll all open this for discussion. A decent terminology is a discussion, but it turns out to be a debate at times. And then we here to allow members to vote for a decision, but there they call that as a division. And then they pass the bill. Here we pass the motion or dismiss the motion. So this is where I thought, okay, it would be interesting to know what happens in real life versus what is happening in Medley or in Toastmasters in general. This is where the parliamentary procedures can be drawn in parallel. Now, I told you, like, why do we really need to use the parliamentary procedures? There are certain core principles that we need to abide by when we follow this parliamentary procedures. Number one, we all know majority decides. Right? Whenever there comes a decision, majority of them decides. But what essentially needs to be noted is every voice has to be heard. So even a minority has to be heard. That's important thing. So whenever we say minority has to be heard, we should let people to speak their opinion and then decide to conclusion. That is why we say, like, majority decides, minority always is heard. And third, let's say if a chair equivalent to a speaker in a parliament, if they are going to be chairing the meeting, he or she should not be partial to the discussion. Right? He or she should let the members discuss, decide, facilitate that meeting and then pass. So the chair always stays away from that points getting added, or maybe they can facilitate the session. That's one. And there is something called quorum. I don't know how many people have heard this. Anybody heard this term quorum? Yeah. Do you want to guess?
Minimum people required to observe.
Absolutely, sir. So whenever we run a business meeting, I can't run a business meeting with just 8 people present in this one, right? And a parliament can't pass a bill without a minimal number of people. So there has to be a X percentage of people who has to be present in that meeting to pass or make a decision. So that terminology is called quorum. And according to Robert Rules of Order, for Toastmasters, we say 50% of active members plus 1 if they are present. Then we say the meeting has a quorum. And do you know who counts this and who takes care of this?
Secretary.
The secretary. So every day when you get this minutes of meetings, or after a meeting you get a minutes of meeting, like you see that in meeting attendees, the guest list and all that. So the secretary of our club, who's that? Ramya. So she sends the minutes of meeting where you have a list of attendees. So whenever there's a business meeting, before that itself, she will see the last 3 weeks attendance and say, like, hey, this is our average meeting attendance for last 3 weeks, and 50% of them who are actually present, plus 1 if they are there, we are ready to run this business meeting today. Otherwise, we can't actually take into consideration of a business meeting. A normal make motion cannot be passed. There can be situations where a business meeting can still run, but those are only in terms of emergency and adequacy, that we will have a meeting without a quorum. But majority of our meetings should have a quorum. That's good. And orderly transaction is basically the list of the structure in which it has to happen, so that everybody towards the end, they are all convinced with what is happening in that meeting, and they'll all go with one decision at the end. These are the core principles that we need to keep in mind before we get into any kind of a business meeting, or the next time when someone comes and says like, hey, Medley has a business meeting, I guess you should go through this and then come back and ask questions to people, right? Sure. Next, behind every smooth meeting that we are having, there is a structure. That's what makes it even more powerful. This is a structure wherein first the meeting is called to order by the chair, right? And then the chair starts, then checks for the quorum. The chair can ask the secretary to see if there is a quorum for that meeting. If yes, then they read and approve the previous minutes that is there. Usually in our club also, there are certain club meetings where they will the secretary will come and read the minutes of meeting of the previous meeting. And then there will be somebody in the audience as a member who will approve it. But in Medley we don't follow it. But these are things that are there, but it's not mandatory. Then if there are any unfinished items in the previous meeting that needs to be discussed, we take that. And then if there is any new motion that is going to be proposed by any of the members, remember, the chair does not bring any proposal. It's one of the member who brings the proposal. The chair just facilitates the session. One member proposes it, and then this one other member seconds it. Only if there is a second happening to a motion, it will be taken further for discussion. And then we adjourn after we have a business meeting, and then we do the process. We adjourn the meeting. So this is like a structure of a meeting. But then every decision that we take starts with one single thing, which is called motion. Anybody wants to explain what is a motion? I know there is a definition, but then anybody wants to tell what can be motion?
Anything that affects the operations of the club.
Sorry?
Anything that affects the operations.
Anything that affects the operation of a club can be proposed as a motion. Basically, it's a set of an action that can be taken after discussion. Right? So it's a formal proposal. For example, let's take an example. Medley meets every Saturday 2:55 p.m. When there was a member interest survey that was rolled out, there are a few members who were asking, okay, can we meet at Sunday 4 p.m.? Right? So this can be an eligible motion that can be taken forward during a business meeting and can be discussed, and then a decision can be taken. So that member can come back to the president or to the ExCom and then say like, hey, I wanted to check if there is a possibility to move this. Then the president can call to order, take this as a business meeting and run the show. This is one example of what a motion can be there. Right? Let's come back to this example and see what can we do as a role play with this. So this is the journey of a motion. Let's assume that one of our member, it actually happened. One of the member came back to me and then asked like, hey, can we move the meeting to 4 p.m. Right? So to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Let's say the member comes to the chair. The chair actually calls to order, and then member proposes it in front of the crowd. Another member from the audience actually has to second it, and then the chair actually facilitates this topic for discussion. When it is meant for discussion, this is where is the important thing. It should not be a debate. Every member here gets the opportunity only once. Let's say Harini is giving her opinion for the topic or against the topic. Harini should not come back again. And then when somebody is speaking, she cannot come back again and say that, hey, this is not what it is. There will be equal opportunity to Harini once. Let's say if Harini is done and if Shanmugal is giving his opinion. That's all. There could be another person, Akash, who is sitting there, he could give his opinion. But then after everything is over, if Harini still wants to speak and if everyone in the audience still agrees that hey, we can give a second chance to Harini, only then she can come back and speak. So everybody gets an equal opportunity, but that opportunity is precious, so that's why we let others also speak and we also hear what they are speaking. So that's where the discussion happens, and voting, then the chair calls for voting. If it has been seconded and the discussion has been done. And in voting, like what I said, the majority wins. Every single member's voice is heard and minority is heard. And post that, the results are announced, and then the motion is either passed or could be dismissed, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work in favor. So what can happen in the middle is, let's say the member proposes it. First, chair calls to order, but then the member proposes it. There is no one in the audience to second it, which means it's dead. We don't even need to take it further to anywhere for discussion. So it's done. So this generally the structure of how it works. I know it could be theory. It is something if you observe the video or recording of what happens in a parliament, it is similar to that, but you need a little bit of patience to listen to the entire proceedings. But what we can do is a quick role play here to simulate what's going to happen, right? And there's one important weapon that gets used throughout. This is a powerful one. Yeah, he's ready, I know. Right, this is the one. So you see most of the meetings it's rested inside only for opening and closing, but in the business meeting this is powerful. When sir, Mandela we can do it at home, but not here. So what happens is when the chair calls to the order, the chair double taps it, right? I'm telling all this because somebody is going to do the troll. So make sure, like, I don't know who's going to be doing that. So you may be also, I don't know, please. So double tap it to call to order, and then one person can propose a motion, other one will be seconding it, right? And then we'll open to discussion and all that. So the single tap is for us to open and open a meeting or declare an item. Double tap is when it can be called to order, and towards the end when this is settled and the results are out, we'll again single tap it, and 2 taps is, so 3 taps is for members to sometimes make them stand and felicitate someone. Sometimes if we are not able to announce it to the larger audience, we use 3 taps to the table. Series of tap is something what we started off with, order, something like it's for us to restore order in the house. So these are the various purposes in which we use gavel, and every tap has its own meaning and reason. Let's run our own parliament, something that which we can do. How many minutes we are left? Sorry?
7 minutes. 7 minutes.
7 minutes left, right? Okay, quickly let's do role play. So who wants to play the role of a chair? Yeah, please. Sure. Who wants to be a proposer? Proposer of a motion? You're sure. And then who wants to second it? Maybe from someone? Yeah, Ranjan, we can do, yeah, please, you can also come. And then we needed people to discuss and debate on the motion. I'm sure you all going to participate in this session, right? And who's going to be the secretary, acting secretary for today? Okay, I'm going to pick the secretary from the extended team, which is Annapurni, right? Acting secretary. Evaluation? This is very important. Yeah, so you have to tell whether we have a quorum or not. Minimum number of participants that are required to be the business meeting. If it's there, we can say. Not now, but when we ask it. But yeah. Fine. So you'll be playing the role of a secretary. Sure. You can say. Then who else will be?
Debaters.
Debaters. 2 people. Anybody? Yes. Yeah. She's a new Toastmaster. So she will speak for the motion and one person to go against it. Anybody who has not gotten a chance today? Sure, you can come to us. Sure. So let's do a quick recap. So the chair will call to order with a double tap, right? The proposer will place the motion, right? And then there will be one person who can second it. The chair will open it for discussion. During the discussion, it is a discussion, not a debate again. And then post the discussion, we'll count for the voting. Once the voting is decided, the results will be announced by the chair and we'll adjourn. Let's do, all yours.
I would like to call the business meeting of Medley Toastmasters Club in order. Secretary, do we have a quorum for today's meeting?
Yes, we do.
And can you also read out the minutes of the previous meeting? I'm doing this for the sake of visualization. Let's just assume that the meetings are read and the minutes are read. Anybody would like to propose any motion?
Yeah, I propose a motion that we change the meeting time from 2:55 to 5 p.m. on Saturdays to 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. Anyone second me?
So So we have a motion to move the meetings of Medley Toastmasters Club from Saturday 2:55 to 5 p.m. to Sunday 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. The motion is up for discussion.
Okay, hi. I want to support this session and speak for this because when we have the meetings on Saturday, it is difficult for the preparer of the speech or whoever it is difficult because the whole week they'll be working on their profession, right? So after that, immediately on Saturday when we have this meeting, they will be rushing out. Throughout the weekdays, they have to spend 1 hour, 2 hours after their office and prepare for the speeches, and they have to deliver it in a good way on Saturdays. But when we move it from Saturday to Sunday, we'll be having ample of 1 day in our hand, so we can actually practice the speech and deliver it in a very good manner. And also the table topics also, even though it's not a prepared session, we'll be having some kind of tips over that. So I guess it is very important to move it from Saturdays to Sunday for the convenience of all the members. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to add their opinions to this?
I am against this motion for two main reasons. Number one, Saturday is not a universal holiday for everyone. Being a big club, we have members from all walks of life working in different fields, and for them, Saturday will not be a possibility because they are working on the day as well. Second, I'm opposing the motion for keeping it on Saturday. I'm opposing to not have it on Sunday. So we continue being on Saturday. So already it's been planned. So Saturday should be continuing. It's already been planned. Now if you move it to Sunday, I'm opposing that motion because if you keep the meeting on Sunday, again the Saturday's plan is upset. Again you have to restart the plans, and then you don't have enough time to start the next week. So compared to planning for a meeting and comparing for planning for the next 5 days, it's a huge trade-off. So I am consistent with keeping the meetings as they are and not moving them to Sunday 4-6.
So now we have heard the opinion of all the members. Let's put this motion to vote. All those in favor of moving Medley meetings to Sunday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Please raise your hands and show your vote. Thank you. And all those who are against it, just for the thank you. So
is this official?
No.
So the majority of the people have voted against this motion. So the motion to move Medley meetings to Sunday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. has been rejected.
Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed this one. Right. The chair rightly double tapped it to call to order, and then secretary confirmed there was a proposal, there was a second. And just since we had limited time, we had only 2 people speaking about this topic, but rather we'll open it for discussion. That's why business meetings in Medley is taking good amount of time, right? We hear people's opinion, that's what it is. So yeah, this is an example of how it works in terms of parliamentary procedures. There are different types of motions. I will just touch base on this. There's something called as a main motion, which is what is majorly used. There are other different types of motions, which is subsidiary motions, privileged motions. For example, subsidiary motion is let's say if you want to make amendments to the main motion. Instead of, let's say the motion was to move the Medley meetings to Sunday between 4 to 6 p.m. Let's say there's an amendment within that motion to move the meetings to Sunday, but rather to 5 p.m. if we just stick to that. There's a small amendment to the original motion, right? So that is a subsidiary motion. Then privileged motion is the one that I told you, it doesn't need any voting and all. We can just go and bypass that and then take a route. For example, let's say if someone is running a division council meeting for a long time, there is a district council meeting for a long time, and it was supposed to be just 15 minutes, but then it is supposed to take for 60 minutes or 1.5 minutes, then somebody can just go and tell that, hey, we have to just move this meeting and it's not working for now, we have to move it to a other day. These are things, and instant motions are ones that can happen throughout the course. So, but what majorly follows a main motion, and I can share the slide like where are these different types of motions are getting used, but more or less the structure is going to be the same in which how it is followed. I think we are on time. Do we have time for questions or we can take it offline? Okay. I think we will take this session. Any questions that you have offline, but yeah, happy to collaborate and hear from you how the session goes. Thank you.
For that wonderful educational session on parliamentary proceedings. Now we are going to move on to the next interesting session of the day, which is table topics. Before moving to table topics, I would like the timer to read out the qualified speakers for the day.
For the prepared speeches, all three speakers are qualified. Raki Gupta, Karanjit, Pradeep Kumar, R.S. are all being qualified.
Thank you, Timer. All the three speakers are qualified. There will be a voting link that will be shared in the WhatsApp group. I request all the members to vote for the best speaker. For the guest, you will receive a chip in which you can vote for the best speaker for the day. Now, to conduct the exciting session on the most awaited table topics, we have someone very special here. She is a recipient of Outstanding Toastmaster of the Quadrant in September 2022 and the Golden Gavel President for the term 2025. She is currently serving as the Area Director of C3 for the term 25-26, who is none other than Toastmaster Pravda. Toastmaster Pravda is also a dentist and she is practicing it for more than 20 years. When I asked her, what did she say? What's the most unexpected yes you have ever said? So, what is the answer? I want you to say that.
Saying yes to a lawyer, marry a lawyer. That is what I said. She told she will ask me on the stage. Yes. When that proposal came, I did not have much interest to accept a lawyer as a husband. But when we first met, it was so impressive the way he spoke. I said yes. That was really an unexpected yes that day.
So you win arguments.
I win arguments.
Today, Toastmaster Pravda is also doing her level 3 elective project in active listening. So before you start the session, I would like your evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh, to read the project objectives.
Thank you. Toastmaster Pravda School Pathway Effective Coaching Level 3, Project 1 Elective Active Listening. And the purpose for the project is the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others say. The member completing this project is practicing active listening at your club meeting today. He or she is reading table topics. All the best, Toastmaster Pravda.
Thank you to Team Modi Toastmaster Harini. A very good evening to my dear fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Warren Dennis, who is regarded as the father of leadership, he says that leaders are shaped in crucible moments, that is the time of pressure and challenges. Though we do not come across crucible moments on regular basis in our day-to-day life, in Toastmasters, this table topic exposes to this crucible moment. So members and guests will be called here, given a topic and asked to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. It is not about getting a perfect answer. It is about standing here, thinking on the feet and expressing yourself. And that is how leadership shaping begins. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
So I will be giving very simple scenario in life that are not uncommon. If you have experienced, please share about that. If you have not experienced, just share how you are going to tackle that situation. So my first table topic speaker is Toastmaster Ranjit. Consider that you are working in an organization and you are the most eligible and deserving candidate for the next promotion. But when the list arrives, Your name is not there, instead your colleague's name is there.
Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I don't know whether this question was by design or fortuity, but because I was this had happened in my life, so it's not something that I hadn't experienced. So at that point in time, it was very hard to accept it. But then when I was in a position where I had to take a similar decision for another subordinate of mine, we know the challenges that goes through it. It's not always emotional response to that that I am eligible. Because may or may not be eligible. That's a judgment that you make on an emotional note. So there are a lot of things that goes in. So over a period I got over it, but at that point in time it was very difficult to accept that yes, I was overlooked with that promotion. But then that's how life, that's the experience that life gives you, different events like this that which shape you. Yes,
It's good to know that you have experienced that and you have been a part in that position to show that decision to others also. So it is very good that you open-mindedly accepted and took the optimism in that, and that shows your ability of leadership. All the best to you. The next speaker is, table topic speaker is Toastmaster Gautam. I know that you are a musician and you have booked for a concert of your favorite musicians, and on that specific day got delayed to start from your office and got caught in the traffic and could not reach on time. The door is closed.
I think I'll have a lot of hers and story matters. So, I have never held a concert in my life, so it's just a very hypothetical situation. And I think precisely for this situation, I have not gone into that situation because I'm not very good at handling these situations. So I have always been a very private person. So what I do is I act. So I'm very good at training other people to actually hold the stage, but I'm extremely poor at performing. So that's why I've come for Toastmasters. So I hope all of you can just help me.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to know, though you are not exposed to such a situation, so how you are going to tackle that? So this exposure, Toastmaster exposure, gives you how to tackle certain challenges. So one thing I wanted to add is you can still say something, and until the green card is shown, so that you will be eligible for the award. So such situation, why I asked that situation to him is, recently my daughter, she booked a concert, Hip Hop Tamila, and she missed it because she went to bring her friends, and she got caught in the traffic and she cried for such a long time. It took me a long time to convince her, pacify her. Just for that situation I asked the question. So the next question is to Toastmaster Nandini Devi. Nandini, you are a finance person.
Yeah.
So you want to go for higher studies and you apply for 2 universities. Your first choice and second choice. You get an order from your second choice of university and you need to commit to it before you get the result of your first. You have to decide whether to take it up or not. And that was far before your results from your first choice of university. What do you think?
Good evening, Toastmasters, and yes. So being a professional and going for higher studies is always a choice, but I've chosen this to improve myself. But the thing is, I've got only one acceptance from my second choice, but that's not my preferred university. So have to decide now whether I should take that opportunity and go with it or wait for the second, like for the preferred one or not. My choice will always be to take up the choice in my hand because I am very impatient in handling the like pressure, right? So whether if I'm not getting the preferred one, what I would do. That all of the choice, like all for like remaining in the like calm zone and thinking about whether I will get into it, if I'm waiting for that, and whether I will miss it or not. So all this overthinking and all, I don't want to handle it. That's why my choice would be taking the second like option in the hand, and then how I would perform in that universities depends on myself, right? So I would take that chance in my hand and I will perform the best because always the curriculum would be the same. The teachers or whatever it is, how we will we will present ourselves and how we learn is the different thing. So I maybe with the confident with myself, I will take the chance and I will move forward with the cotton. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandini, for sharing your views about that. Now things are very unpredictable in life, so it is good that the decision that you take to choose and go ahead with that with the institution or whatever offer you get. So that shows how positive you are and how good in decision making you are. It's a good leadership ability. All the best. My next table topic speaker would be a guest. Toastmaster Shah, would you like to say? Guest Dharani. No, Dharani. For a Toastmasters meeting?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me how challenging you felt when I called you for a table topic speaker to talk here. How you felt? You can talk for 1 minute how you felt about this meeting and how you challenging you feel.
Good afternoon to everyone. And here the thing is, I came. The today topic is expected and unexpected, right? So in reality, I would say one thing. I expected I would be the person in late by attending this class. Okay, but unfortunately, the road was free and the topic is clear. I'm the one first in the. Okay, and that one I really interested, and this is a positive thing I observed and I said myself. So here, after I meet one by one, I feel I can improve myself, improving an online communication skills as well as leadership skills. So that one I can sense more positive things here. I'm really happy for that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dharani, for sharing your views. Toastmaster itself is provides a positive environment for the members to learn and become and enhance their communication and leadership ability. It's very good that you observe the positivity on the very first day. Thank you, and looking forward to see you. So the next speaker, guest Rajarajeshwari. You and your close friend wanted to go for a movie, you booked for it, and you have reached the theatre on time, and you see that your seats are occupied. And when you recheck your tickets, it was booked for the previous day.
Okay, usually this doesn't happen in my life because I'm very prompt in looking the data points in a day-to-day life. So what is the data and double check it. So if at all this situation happens, probably I would book for the next day, the same show, the same time, so that I make it myself happy that okay, yesterday is gone, future is going to be mine, present is anyways not with me, so I will look forward for the future for the same time and same movie and the same seat numbers if possible to get it anywhere in any of the theatres. So I look at the future if I'm not able to succeed in this.
Thank you, guest Rajarajeshwari. Two of your leadership abilities we were able to see. One is your positivity, so what is gone, and you already shared that you are a very prompt person. You'll be very perfect in doing things, and you will not book like this. This was a situation that happened to me. One day, my daughter asked me to book, and I don't know in what hurry I booked. It was the previous day's ticket, and then we had to wait for one more week to see that movie. I don't remember the name of the movie. Can I have one more speaker? Guest Nagavalli. So, during your pregnancy, it is a full term, and people say that it's definitely a boy. Whoever see you tells you that it is a boy, but you deliver a beautiful girl.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. I have a boy. He is studying 8th standard. When he was in my womb, most of the people told like that only girl. It happened oppositely. Okay, before my delivery of 1 week only, I have a sense like that it will be a boy. Still that I have a sense like a girl baby only. I wanted to get a girl baby only, but before 1 week of delivery, I had a sense at the time I will get a boy baby. Same like that I will get a boy baby, but most of the people don't tell like a boy. They are telling only I will get a girl. It will held at the opposite only. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity to Medley to develop myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yes Nagavalli, for sharing that. Just I wanted to give some situations that are that suits today's theme. That's why I gave nothing personal. Thank you so much for all the speakers who came up with the courage and exhibited their leadership ability. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Clara, for the wonderful table topic session. I now request the timer to read out the qualified table topic speakers.
The qualified table topic speakers are Toastmaster Ranjit and Toastmaster Nandini Devi.
Thank you. Now we are getting into the most exciting final part of the session, that is the evaluation part. So we have had some unexpected moments which we might have not noticed, but our general evaluator, Toastmaster Saravanan, and his gate team would have noticed it, and they are going to hear to brief us what are those unexpected things which went unnoticed. Now let's call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Saravanan, to give his GE report.
We listened to 3 quality speeches that were humorous, inspiring, as well as informative. To evaluate their thoughts, feelings, and actions, we have 3 evaluators and one more also, 4 evaluators who will be providing their instant feedback. Why I call it as instant feedback? Because in organizations and all, we get feedbacks at the year end. You have to wait for the whole year and get the feedback. Whether you agree or not, something will be there. But here, you get an instant feedback because you come here and talk and you get a feedback immediately before you get out of the door itself. That's why it is called as instant feedback, and that's the power of Toastmasters as well. When I talk about evaluation and feedback, there is a framework to that. That is called as RISE framework, R-I-S-E. What is R? Recognize what went well. I, improvement areas. S, strengths. E for energize the speaker. Why E is important? Energize the speaker. The speaker has to be energized to come back next week and talk. So we should not be putting down the speaker, but we have to evaluate in such a way that energizes the speakers. That's why it is called as RISE framework. And to evaluate, we have for the first speaker, to hear the first speaker, Toastmaster Rocky Gupta, I have an evaluator. I didn't ask for any introductions. Okay. What I thought was, based on my observation, I will draw a parallel to what Toastmasters is all about. This Toastmaster is a fitness enthusiast and an engineering manager. What is the parallel to the Toastmasters? Both succeed by setting goals. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster Senthil Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Actually, I wonder, G doesn't get my introduction. I checked my mobile. Maybe I missed my introduction. Thank you for the warm. Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I have a pleasure to evaluating ice-breaking speech. The ice-breaking speech is the first step, right? In the Toastmaster journey is the first step to giving a public speaking into the stage. It's not just a speech. Ice-breaking speech is the moment of the courage. So the person who stands behind the front of the audience to share their personal story. So it's not very easy. But my targeting speaker, Toastmaster Rocky Gupta, did it well. So kudos to them. So as an evaluator, my role is today to appreciate her in speeches, what are her strengths and also what the areas she can improve. So two things I'm going to tell you. And first thing, the commendation is, first I start with the content. The content was well structured, it was very good. The content having the opening, so when she born and how she grows, so everything, and the body and conclusion, everything is well structured. It's a well prepared speech, and also the transition also is well good. So how she moved from the college and what are the things she did. So everything is the transition was very good. And the clarity aspect, spoken English, the language is very clear and everyone easily to understand. The words is very easy to understand by the audience. And the vocal variety wise, she uses the tone and speed and volume of the stool. And the body language wise, she mentioned she is a Bharatanatyam dancer, right? So that's the way she stepped into first and going to the back. And these are things she did, and the hand gestures also she used well. And the comfort level, the first speech, she appears the comfort level with the audience is very more comfortable. So she does not give her speech like a first speech. And everybody feels a bit nervous. It's the first time, right? So no issues. Only one recommendation is, as a Toastmaster, you do all your introduction. But and also, if you share why do you join the Toastmaster, what's your aspiration, that also helping us to understand more about you. Maybe your aspiration, maybe some fellow master will gather. So you can easily achieve the goal. That was also there. So that's one recommendation. Apart from that, everything good. And finally, Bihar gave you roots, Chennai gave you wings, Bharatanatyam gave you grace, and backing gave you discipline, and Toastmaster give you, make you the better public speaker. That's for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kumar. For the second speech, Toastmaster Karanjit's speech, I'd like to call the evaluator. This evaluator is a recruitment consultant. And what's the parallel between a consultant and Toastmasters? Both rely on short observation to understand performance. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster Sri Anand.
My target speaker, Karanjit, Toastmaster Karanjit, gave an inspiring speech by saying how we humans evolve after all the chaos and then come back with energy and hope and progress in life. I like the way how you started the speech from Milky Way, space, Earth, India, and interlinked with humans. And then the references you quoted from Hamlet, Macbeth by Shakespeare that were apt. You deliver the speech with calmness and confidence on the stage. Just like how your titles has progress in it, I would recommend 2 pointers for your progress in the next speech. I would suggest the speech to be slightly more engaging and audience-centric. You may ask a question to the audience, which you actually did. Is the future of the humanity doomed? You could have left a pause there, so that the audience might think and respond. To summarize, overall, it was a good speech with literary references, a bit of engaging the audiences, a few more passes here and there would have made it even more good. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. To evaluate the third speech by Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar, we have an evaluator who is a man of science. He's a researcher in CLRI. And what's the parallel between a researcher as well as Toastmaster? These are all lifelong listeners who are driven by curiosity. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster.
Dr. Note, once again. Congratulations to Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar for sharing your job description. Even though you didn't get a well-good description from your company, but you have described very well to us. It was interesting and well-articulated manner. It was an informative speech. He started his speech with a quote, "Change is the only thing that never changes." Any speech should have opening, body and conclusion. He has started his speech. ICI IT student in 2010. Then the transition to Bangalore, SAP India, and Cognizant, Coimbatore, Java developer. Last day, he concluded in version in Chennai. The spoken language was clear and easily understood, and the transition was very good, as I have told earlier. He was confident and comfortable with the audience. It expressed by his body expression and his hand gestures. Even though the speaker appeared comfortable with the audience, the following points are recommended for the speaker's further improvement. The voice was monotonous. Vocal writing has to be improved. For example, your boss asked whether you are a tester or developer. That time you can use your vocal writing. The physical gesture and vocal writing are to be developed. For example, the physical gesture, roller coaster, you can use that. My first project, after 6 months, like that, he can use the speech tone and volume as a tool. When the entry company people met him in the office, then they can ask, "Hey Pradeep, can we conduct the interview here for a mock interview?" Like that. And also he can add some humor or a song to enrich his speech. Overall, the speaker delivered a well-organized speech on this topic. The speech engaged the audience with interesting, well-constructed content and support the specific purpose of the project. All the best to the speaker. Thank you.
We have heard the evaluation for all the 3 prepared speeches. Now for evaluating the active listening project, that is for those table topics. Master. We have an evaluator who is a managing partner in one of the fastest growing companies in the reality sector. What's the parallel between the reality sector as well as Toastmasters? Both can be an architect as well as a crafter of a speech or a building. Please put your hands to welcome the presentation.
Thank you, Dinesh Evaluator, for the warm welcome. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, Toastmaster Pravda delivered her very good table topic session. Pravda, yeah. And we all know about Toastmaster Pravda. She is currently the area director and previously she was also the president of Medley Toastmaster Club. So she has been part of a table topics multiple times. And today, how well will she do the table topics? Let's just go through it. Dale Carnegie once also famously said that listening is the most active part of communication. Maybe I will defer to the general evaluator who said that listening and speaking goes hand to hand. The first thing I liked about her table topic session was that her ability to motivate the table topic speakers. One of the table topic speakers was hesitant to speak about the position where he had not been yet. So she insists by saying that Toastmasters is the correct place where you have to be served, not a concert as well. So she motivated the table topic speaker to come further to table topic session and participated. And also, many of the events she mentioned were also about his personal stays and personal topics as well, because it always creates a connect among the audience. For example, many times she mentioned that once she was traveling from Pondicherry and she couldn't come on time to our club meeting. All this create a good connect with the audience. But there are a couple of suggestions that I would tell to our Toastmaster Pravda as well. The first thing is that when she mentioned that leadership grows under crucified moments, she was spot on. But further, I think she could have elaborated by saying that table topics is you have to speak for at least 1 to 2 minutes 30 seconds. You would have green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. Maybe there are many guests here who may not know about it, but timer did tell at the beginning. But it is better to reiterate to make sure that they speak at least for 1 minute and not more than 2 minutes 30 seconds. Other than that, I also felt that the table topics was a little short. There were only 5 to 6 people who were called. Maybe another time 10 or 12 people called, more people could be appointed. As there are many other members or guests who could not be called for the session. But overall, I really enjoyed today's table topic session coming from you, Toastmaster Pravda, and making sure that I listen to more of your table topics. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster. We have listened to 4 evaluations now. Thank you, evaluators, for your rollicking sessions as well as your alacrity in coming up with various improvement areas as well as your suggestions as well. Now, I would like to ask the timer to see if there are the evaluators are qualified or not.
The qualified evaluators are Senthil Kumar, Archie, and Toastmaster Shanmugavel and Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you. We have now heard the evaluators from the game team. Now I would like to call the G, that is the grammarian, Toastmaster Chandni, to provide the response.
The word for the day, fortunately, was used by Toastmaster Harini 3 times, Toastmaster Karanjit 1 time, and Toastmaster Ranjit 1 time. Toastmaster Harini used words hallucinate, empathy, contemplate, redundant. Toastmaster Sarvanan used a beautiful phrase, yoga is a posture and speech is the alignment, instant feedback, and rice framework. Toastmaster Rakhi, a person without knowledge is animal, silent discovered my strength, Bihar gave root, Chennai gave wings, dance taught me discipline. Toastmaster Karanjit, life is a walking shadow and a city of hope. Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar, roller coaster experience, bench become heaven, adaptive. Toastmaster Jayashri, order, let's begin. Thank you.
Now let me call that timer first. Why I'm calling the grammarian first?
Because gate.
Yeah, gate also. Another reason is, normally the grammarian R counter time are not measured. Okay. So I wanted to ensure that all the role players or times are captured. Now comes the R counter. I'm waiting with bated breath. Why? Which comes first? Okay, please put your hands to welcome Toastmasters.
Yeah, I would say, as per the theme of expect unexpected, and my fortunately also, I really had very less work. I was focusing on all the speeches, and you can see this, right? You see the names here, and this part is almost blank. But yeah, just to share here, I'll just quickly run through. Toastmaster Harini used few R's and so's. Repeated word was and so. Toastmaster Pravda used few ums and so. Toastmaster Ranjit few so. Toastmaster Nandini few ums and so. Toastmaster Senthil few ums few so. Toastmaster Dinesh few that's all. So we are still not clear which comes first here. Thank you.
I'm a bit confused. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to call it as counter. I don't know. Let us wait for the next week then. Now I would like to call the timer to provide a timer seat for us. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmasters.
I'll start with the times report. So, TM Harini, overall, the starting speech you have taken about 8 minutes, 4 seconds. TM Saranan, introducing as like general validity, you have used 7 minutes, 12 seconds. TM Chandni, for the report, you have taken 1 minute, 30 seconds. TM Nitin, you have taken 47 seconds. For the table topics, TM Ranjit, you have taken 1 minute 7 seconds. TM Gautam, 45 seconds. TM Nandini Devi, 1 minute 31 seconds. Guest Dharani, 51 seconds. Guest Rajaraneshwari, 40 seconds. Guest Nagavali, 58 seconds. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Rakhi Gupta took 4 minutes 52 seconds. Toastmaster Karanji, 6 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar took 6 minutes 50 seconds. And for the education session, Toastmaster Jayashree took 26 minutes 27 seconds. For the evaluators, Toastmaster Senthil Kumar took 3 minutes with a grace period of 13 seconds. Toastmaster Sri Annapurni took 1 minute 15 seconds. Toastmaster Shanmugavel took 2 minutes 47 seconds. Toastmaster Dinesh took 2 minutes 25 seconds.
We have heard to the gate. We have heard the gate name, grammarian, or counter, timer, as well as evaluators. Now it's time for us to vote for the best evaluator as well as the timer. You would have received the voting links and the sheet of paper. So please vote for the best performer for today. Now I would like to provide my general evaluation report. As I mentioned, I will observe and orchestrate the entire findings of this meeting. The first of all, the rooms were set up very neatly, and AC is fine. The awards, these are the important things. What are the various awards that are there? Medley is a club of more than 50 plus years of legacy. So what you can see over here, please, if you have time, just come and we'll see here. And XCOM has done a nice job of displaying all these things. One thing I would recommend here is Easy Speak. Please use Easy Speak for your speeches as well as words, because there are a few last minute dropouts. Let us avoid those and ensure that we use Easy Speak and then have some backups also. Sergeant Arms set the right tone for the meeting. And then during the president's speech, what I noticed is a few were waiting outside, meaning they were about to come inside. You can always come inside. President's speech is going on, but that's fine. You can always come speak, because otherwise it will cause a lot of disturbance also. That's one of the main reasons. And one thing I would suggest here is, whoever is coming first, please occupy the first few rows, so that if somebody is late, They don't have to come all the way over here and sit. They can sit in the last rows. That's one suggestion. The next suggestion I have here is to have some timing device, okay, or like a clock or something over here, so that we as a members know like, okay, where we stand, what are the timings, and because the timer sits at the back, we don't know like, I mean, what are the things that we are doing, because only the speaker will know, others will not know. So when the timer says like 6 minutes and 70 seconds you have taken, we always know about that when the timing device is available, and that avoids looking at the mobile phones. If you are looking at it. Then present speech, there was a nice message, learning from the best. That is something that is a takeaway for everybody. Then TMOD introduced the theme of the day nicely, and then she fooled us, right? with the poker face. I never thought, okay. I was really thinking like, okay, maybe like from maybe the tabletop is the first thing that we will be going into. Yeah, nice. Then first speech, Rocky Gupta, it was like a symphony of words, I would say. And Karanjit, finding hope in the midst of adversity, that's a profound message I have got from his speech. Pradeep Kumar, very humorous, not because of you came from Coimbatore, but this was Then parliamentary procedures went nicely. In every corporate we have this NPS survey, like ENPS survey, employee and promoters post service, which is very similar to that, in the sense like you have to hear the unheard voices, and how you hear those unheard voices through these procedures only, and we have to be very mindful of those. Then there are a couple of crosstalks in between. Please let us avoid that so that we can concentrate fully and focus fully on the speakers in the podium. Then table topics, Toastmasters brother did a wonderful job of bringing some life scenarios, which was very helpful for the speakers to tap into their personal stories and then talk about that. That is really nice. And you talked about your daughter being disappointed with the hip hop Tamilas, not being able to attend the hip hop Tamilas concert. I attended and I regret because I was looking for a gavel to seriously drop that and then say like, okay, bring this, restore the order. Okay, that is very similar to the Bollywood process also, but that is me. Overall, I would say I enjoyed this session very much, and I am looking forward for more such sessions as such. Over to the Toastmasters.
I would like all of you to vote for the best tag role player, best evaluators. The voting link has been sent, and also best role player. And who have not done for best tabletop speaker, please do so. The voting link has been sent. So now we are almost to the end of the session. Before handing over to the presiding officer, I just want to say that final concluding words that today was a wonderful session. Every day we wake up thinking how the day will go, but life doesn't give us a script, but there is a blank page. Every Toastmaster session is similarly, it gives us a blank page for us to rewrite our own moments, and I leave it to the thought that you expect the unexpected every day and then rewrite it with your proper response, proper planning, and the way that you adapt to all those unexpected moments. And over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Jayesh. Thank you all for the wonderful session.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, all the role players, members and the guests who made this meeting another memorable one. There has been a lot of effort that has been happening the backside behind this meeting to make this one a great experience for all of you. I have a couple of announcements before we get to the winners of today's meeting. The next week we'll be having an outdoor meeting. Right? It will be in a place called Shaker and Hall at Perungudi. Right? At the same time, Saturday, 2:55 p.m. The second announcement follows this first one. We can all pool along and then go to that venue. If you could work along in the Medley group and then arrange for some transport over there. Right? So that is one announcement. Those are the two announcements for today. Today's meeting is special because we have a lot of first-time role players. Right? Today's timer is Toastmaster Vidya Dashini. She is doing it for the very first time. The grammarian for today is also being performed by the first time role player, Toastmaster. The Toastmaster of the day is also performed by the first time, but Toastmaster. And we got an icebreaker speech today. It's time for us to give a standing ovation to our icebreaker speaker, Toastmaster. Yeah, let's give a big round of Thank you. Two of our members are completing their level 1 today. Both of them are also doing their first time evaluations. Toastmaster Annapurni and Toastmaster Sanjay. Wishing you many more levels to follow and complete a pathway sooner in Medley. Thank you. Now let's move on to the winners of today's meeting. Let's see who got this. The best speaker for today goes to the one who said has no job description at all. You must be the first one. Just taking a photo. Thank you, Uttamas. The best tag role player goes to the one who counted all of us. He's making winning as a habit these days. Congrats. And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Shanmugam. I'm yet to get both the best role player and the best table topic speaker. Okay, but now I got it. The best table topics speaker goes to the one who spoke about not getting promotion. How did he face his challenge? Toastmaster Ranjan. Finally, the best role player who brought in a lot of parallelisms throughout this session, the general evaluator, Toastmaster Saraman. Thank you all once again for joining this meeting. Wish to see you all the next week at the Shaker Hall at 2:55 p.m. Before I adjourn, after this, let's all assemble for a group photo and can gather for snacks. With the sound of this cable, let me adjourn meeting 876.